Hey you guys. So today I wanted to talk about ghosting. Like I feel like at one time or another we've all either ghosted somebody or have been ghosted, you know? And I just want to dive, whatever is the proper term for that. I just want to get into, talking about ghosting, First thing I would like to say is I am guilty of ghosting people. And it's wrong. It is very wrong to ghost people. Now, there are different reasons why people, go ghost. I am one of those people. I do not intentionally ghost people, although I have intentionally ghosted people before. In general, like I do have a habit of disappearing sometimes. Well, I don't want to say it like that because God forbid, if someone ever tried to kidnap me and then in this video I'll be like, well, she said she does disappear sometimes, so let's not look for her. No, that's not what I mean. There are certain key people that will hear from me every single day. And if those people do not hear from me, be alarmed. I'm sorry. But seriously, yeah, I am definitely one of those people that, like, I fall off the radar sometimes. And it's not because, I don't care about people or I don't love them. But it's more so I can tune into myself and lock in with myself. That's where some of my creative ideas come from. That's where, I'm able to receive downloads and stuff like that is in solitude. Sometimes you have to be by yourself to, hear, to think clearly, to be able to tap in without other energies around, if that makes sense. But I digress. So I just want to talk about ghosting people. Now, there was a period in my life where I was severely depressed, right? Because if this is your first video or if you don't know, I was really sick at one point in time. Thank God, for healing. But I was really sick at one point in time. I almost died. For about 8 years, I believed I had ulcerative colitis, but I really had, they say I have Crohn's disease, right? So ulcerative colitis is ulcers in the colon. And I mentioned this in another video, my cooking video. I don't know if I'm gonna post that or not. But, yeah, so now in turn, with Crohn's, is basically like inflammation in the organs, So my colon was severely inflamed, and it was so inflamed that it was so inflamed and diseased, from the Crohn's, that it had ran the risk of spreading into my other organs. Thank God it didn't. So, yeah. So I was severely depressed. And I said all that to say I was severely depressed. I was really sick. The only little bit of light that I had at that time, because although I was praying for healing, I was praying for God to give me a second chance, and thank God he has. So I'm going to do right. But I was praying, and the little bit of light I had came from my children, looking at them and being like, okay, I want to be here for them. But there's no buts to that. So, yeah, I'm going to carry on with what I was saying, because I am a little... Okay, yeah, I said that to say, I was like, why did you say all that, girl? Anyways, I said that to say I was really depressed at the time. So, at that time, I was dealing with someone, and I had ghosted him, right? And, it was messed up because I wasn't in the frame of mind to be like, hey, I'm really depressed right now. I'm not trying to ghost you or like slide out on you. I'm just not in a place where I can talk right now. And because I personally have I'm working on this. I'm really working hard on this. A habit of holding everything in, like being overly strong and stuff like that. So I was carrying all this stuff on my own, and other than God, of course. But like physically, I didn't feel like it was anybody else I could really talk to that I haven't, already. Like, I don't know. I'm one of those people, if I have a problem and I discuss it, say, because I do have like a couple of close friends that, and I have people close to me that I can talk to, and I do. However, I'm not a repetitious person. I don't like, there's certain things I will repeat if I want to get through your head, like, follow your dreams, go live your dreams, you're here for a divine reason, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm gonna repeat that a lot. However, when it comes to like problems and stuff like that, I'm not gonna keep repeating about the same problem. I'm gonna go find a solution. You hear me? Because freaking complaining about stuff is kind of productive. What you gonna do about it? That's my mindset. So, and when it comes to your health, I know I am solely responsible for my health, and it's like, there's other background things that were going on that cause like stress, and that can also cause flare-ups for people with UC and Crohn's. However, it's just like certain things I'm not gonna, keep complaining about. So I kind of get in my head, and I got to myself, I was in a dark place, and I stopped responding. That happens, but it's no excuse. It's still wrong, because you still have to think about that other person. They're like, dang, what did I do? Why you just stop fucking with me out of nowhere? Excuse my language. Why you stop like talking to me out of nowhere? So in scenarios like that, it's like, okay, we have to learn how, I have to learn how to, I had to learn, because I feel like I'm getting better with this, how to effectively communicate when I am not able to respond. Like, I don't have the energy to give to this right now, and not that it's not important to me, because it was, but it's like I didn't have the energy to be like, hey, I'm depressed. I want to die right now. I don't want to die. But I'm saying at that time, I had felt like that. And, when you're in that mind frame, it's like you're not thinking about, hey, alerting people like, hey, I can't talk to you right now. I'm depressed. I want to croak. Or I'm about to. Anyways, not trying to be funny, but seriously, like, but outside of, that, there's different reasons why people ghost people, right? And what I want to give insight on is I've been ghosted before as well. I was like super invested in somebody, and that was kind of my fault too, because you can see, little indicators that someone's not serious about you. And that's another reason a person may ghost you, if it's like a romantic connection. It's like they've gotten what they wanted out of you. Or, they want to go explore their options. So they'll ghost you. But if they like, really like you, or not, I won't say, I don't know. People are, I'm no psychologist, right? I'm not in people's head and things like that. I'm just going off of the experience I've seen from my point of view. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, a person that really, cares about you and really loves you, I don't feel like they will ghost you. However, if it's a situation where they are going through something and they're in a dark place and they ghost you, I 1,000% believe they will, when they spin the block, because people will ghost you and come back. And that will also test your boundaries to see what you will and will not allow. Will you be a revolving door, allowing people to come in and out of your life as they please? Or will you set a boundary and be like, hey, no, you ghosted me. I'm not allowing you back into my space because that really hurt me. And that is 1,000% okay. Anyone that I've ever ghosted, if they decide, you know what, I don't fuck with you anymore, I'm not cool with you anymore, depending on the person, it may hurt, but I respect it because I respect your boundaries, and I respect that in my absence, you have developed into a different type of person. You put up a shield because you were letting down your guard, and I hurt you by disappearing, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying? However, I do believe when you spin the block, you should apologize and let that person know what's up. In my scenario, when I was doing the ghosting because I was depressed, I did come back and say, hey, listen, I was not ignoring you. It was not personal. I went missing on everyone because X, Y, and Z. Now, please use discernment, because there are people out there that will spin the block and give you BS excuses of why they went missing. You'll know the difference between who's being genuine and who's trying to just play more games. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, a person that cares about you will not ghost you. And if a situation arises where they do ghost you, when they come back, make sure they're holding themselves accountable. Because in my scenario, when I was ghosted and, you know, the person did come back, it was like, oh, you know, I was going through stuff. I won't say, like, what it was, but it's just like, okay, I don't know. And I feel like the only reason there was even an explanation is because I was like, hey, you ghosted me. It was not I know I was missing, but this is why. And that's another thing to look out for. If a person went missing on you and they come back, they should be the first one to initiate. Hey, they should not come back and just try to resume what you two had before they ghosted you. That is a red flag. That is the type of person that has no problem going in and out of your life. And especially if they know you'll allow them back every time, they're going to continue to go in and out of your life. So be mindful of things like that, you know? And, like, to, you know, I just want to give a disclaimer to anyone that I had ghosted, you know, before. I'm not a disclaimer, but I just want to say, you know, as of recently, I am in a relationship. So that is a reason why I stopped talking to a lot of people. And it's not because, like, I know some people are supporters, some people are, you know, friends and stuff like that. I'm not talking about you guys. I will definitely respond to you guys. And I'm talking about, you know, people that I had flirted with, and it wasn't too many people. It wasn't a lot of people, honestly. But there are, you know, a couple of people that, like, I was flirting with, and I genuinely connected with them. And I, you know, I genuinely care about them. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that, like, you know, I want to be, like, romantic with them or anything like that anymore. It's just, like, I want to say I out of respect for my relationship, I will no longer talk to you because of what was going on beforehand. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know, I do not believe you should ghost people. It's like, use effective communication. And it takes time. Like, don't beat yourself up. If you are one of those people that, you know, shut down, go missing, don't beat yourself up, because it's a what do you call that word? A process. It's a process. You don't wake up one day and be like, ooh, I can effectively communicate. No. And it's not, and don't look at yourself as someone that can't communicate either. It's just like, when you're going through certain things and when you're in certain seasons of your life, especially when you're in a dark period and you're in your dry season, that's not on the forefront of your mind. You're trying to get back to you. So it makes sense, you know, if you go missing. Just not missing. But it makes sense if, you know, you go incognito. I love that word. Incognito. It's so cool. Anyways, but yeah, like, it makes sense. So just make sure, you know, you have your person or a few people that you do feel comfortable enough to be like, hey, yo, I'm alive type stuff. So people won't be concerned or worried about you. Like, hey, I thought, you know, something happened to you type stuff. But yeah, that's what I want to say. Just to give a little recap of all that I've talked about is don't let people come in and out of your life. You know, ghosting is wrong. Like, even if you have a valid reason, no one really cares about your excuse. Just make sure you hold yourself accountable. Like, yes, I did this, and this is why I did this. Not an excuse, but an explanation on why you did what you did. And then from there, it's up to that person if they want to still accept you in their life, or if they like, nah, I'm good on you. And either way, you cannot get upset. You have to respect it. And as always, release that person with love, because it's no bad blood ever, unless you do something, you know. If it comes to your kids or your family, then yeah, all smoke. Nah, not dead ass. But in most cases, you know, you just let them go with love and, you know, move on. Now, that's what you gotta do. So I'm not gonna, this video is almost 20 minutes. So I'm gonna cut this out. And I do have another video topic that I'm gonna talk about. I don't know if I'm gonna upload both of these on the same day, but I digress. If you're feeling the vibe, please subscribe. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed. And I love you guys. Also, follow your dreams. Real talk, go live your dreams. Later.